Hello, and welcome to episode 65 of What If Civilization Started Over. Let's get into it. Welcome to World War III. Last episode, World War III started last episode with the Russian Empire going crazy. Here's the map before the whole invasion of this blue country down here, and without the nuclear bombs. And here's it now. Let's get into it. So there was that Polish march towards the capital, and the Polish will be continuing to push and will be able to reach the Black Sea. They will be able to push greatly and almost capture the capital until, try to guess what happens. More and more nuclear bombs get launched into Polish territory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 nuclear bombs, which will bring Russia all the way down to 160. And for the red team, no changes, because every single nuclear bomb that was here kind of got destroyed. And with this happening, the Polish will be being pushed back greatly as the Russians will continue to go in, taking Latvian areas, and will be greatly pushing into major cities. But they still won't be able to hold out here in Albania. In Albania, the region of Albania, Istanbul, after many years of fighting, many weeks of fighting, it's taken, and the Albanians cross the Bosporus Strait? Is that it? No, yeah, Bosporus Strait? Yeah, they cross it and start to invade mainland Russia. No, Turkey. As they will go back and recapture the Turkish capital, the Russians will be sending another nice gift, like they did to Poland just about a minute ago. Ooh, very nice gift. Yeah, some nuclear bombs. Hope you like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that will bring them down all the way, if I can get the color, 155. And that will bring the red team down as well. Because, actually, no, it won't. Because there was no nuclear bombs in Albania. And with this, the Russians will finally be able to push through this Polish defense here, and will be starting to completely destroy Albania. As with so many nuclear bombs, the Russians were probably the most ready for World War III. Yeah, because they already had nuclear hazmat suits ready for the war. They reinvaded Istanbul, and well, I think Istanbul's destroyed by now. But yeah, the Russians will be connecting these two armies and recapturing this area, and more armies will be going down to here and capturing this coastline. And from there, they can capture the Thrace area, like this. Yeah, recapturing some of their land. But they still won't be able to push through this. But even worse, the Polish would do a massive push, taking both of these nuclear striked areas, which are major cities, and will be reaching the Black Sea coast. And very quickly, the Polish troops will be going down the coast, and now the Polish are starting to send some boats into the Black Sea, maybe planning to invade into Russia. Continuing with the Red Team. The Red Team is going to continue their operations in the Scandinavian Peninsula, as they will be taking all of this area. But the thing is, there's also nuclear bombs up here. So the Russians will be also sending nuclear bombs to the Red Team as well. Another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which, if we go all the way back here again, will bring them down to 150. And the Red Team will not lose any bombs because they wouldn't put nuclear bombs in their major city. Yeah. And the Russians will be pushing back greatly to retaking this area, and will be able to take the Norwegian area. But even though there's a lot of troops, they still won't be able to take this area here. Yeah. The Triangle Alliance is now going to send some nuclear bombs of their own to Russia from, well, the red team. And they are going to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 nuclear bombs to Russia, which, if I can erase this, will bring them down to 130 nuclear bombs with a 60. Yeah, it's kind of getting a little ridiculous how, like, not in the red country this is. Like, the entire 60 here for the Allies' territory, like, none of that is here. And with these nuclear bombs in there, the Polish will be able to continue their push throughout the Black Sea. But the troops down here are still doing very well in the Albanian region, or the Balkan region, as they will be continuing to take major cities along the coast and will be pushing towards the capital of, well, Albania. Yeah. So far, this war has just been in Europe. So far, yeah. But there's also the Americas. Yeah, that's something. And some country named this Chinese. No, not Chinese. Why would I say that? Communist country here. The communist Arabian country is going to send some of their own nuclear bombs over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see where they came from. There. When we go over here, 2 from Persia and the others from the Arabian country. If my math is correct. And the communist countries of Arabia will be invading Russia. As they will go in, they will be able to take a bunch of major cities and this capital place thing here. And the Persians will also strike. And they will be going into the Caucasian region and taking a bunch of territory there. So this is not so good of a situation for Russia, because they're kind of in not so a good situation. And with these communist troops here, these ones will be encircled and all captured. And then, yeah, that happens, and the Albanians, with Polish help, will be going into the mainland Turkey area and taking a bunch of land. And now the Russians are going to call on a certain alliance. An alliance of countries. An economicist alliance, mainly of like 4 members now, to become a distraction for the communists, for the Russians. And that is the Diamond Alliance. The only issue is the Korean Union and the Chinese are in the international states of the world. But they will accept this ultimatum. And the Chinese will be declaring war on the communists. Let's see where they land their nuclear bombs or strike them. So many nuclear strikes across the entirety of the communist bloc will be taking place. Oh, nope, not those ones. Across the communist bloc and throughout here, from many places, the communism is not a favored ideology in the world. And when all these nuclear bombs land, that's not a good number. Oh wait, wrong number. That's the right number. And when these nuclear strikes land, this country, the yellow country, will be invading this country, the communist Thailand. And when this happens, they will be taking a bunch of land from all of communist of Thailand and will be dangerously close to taking the capital. And they will be continuing to go up here and target major cities or places that got nuclear bombed. This is a couple months operation, and if they can just take this capital, they can knock the communists out of the war before they can do too much damage. Yeah. So the battle of, is that Bangkok? I'm not sure. the battle for this major city begins. The battle for the capital of the communist Thailand begins as troops from China in all of East Asia and the Chinese region will be going in and surrounding the capital. The communists aren't doing too well, but they will be able to prosper and be able to retake this area. And then, eventually, they get in the capital. But the battle for the capital is failed, as all these troops here will be encircled, and the Yellow Country is pushed out of the communist area. That is the biggest loss in this war so far. And then nuclear bombs from the communist Thailandese country will be launching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Yeah, that's a lot. Let's look at the new numbers, as some also got destroyed. Let's look at the new numbers for nuclear bombs. And these are the new numbers. The entire supply for this country here is gone. And now 21 nuclear bombs that are Chinese, that are not in the Allies' territory, are in the world. 3 in Venezuela, and then a couple more here, adding up. So, the Chinese nukes are all out. The only nukes left are Chinese, and when this happens, a great pushback will be happening over in East Asia, as the communists will be greatly pushing back the Yellow Country, and will basically be, doing this, as all of these troops will forced to surrender to the communists. That's what's been happening in Asia. Let's look at Europe now, because the Red Country is starting another offensive, a very slow offensive to go ahead and try and take over the entirety of the Scandinavian region. As they go ahead, they march up north and will be taking a bunch of major cities over here that got nuked, and will be taking the capital like this, and will also be surrounding these troops here and taking them. They will also make a naval landing going through Poland, or at least stopping in Poland, and take, I think this is Gotland? I don't know. They take the island. Yeah. That's something. Yeah, definitely something. But the Russians are still pushing back, as they will be as the Polish are going to be being destroyed by the Russians. They still can't take over the Black Sea offense, but they are really threatening the capital of Poland. And then the Triangle Alliance is going to send over nuclear strikes over to Russia. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. This is going to devastate the supplies of the countries. Let's see the nuclear bomb updates. And 130 for the Russians, and 20 got lost from each. 20 blown up, 20 used. And this will cause the Polish to push back even more, as they will be taking back the central Polish areas. But now it's time to go somewhere outside of the Eurasian continent, because this is still a situation here. So, guess what? Nuclear strikes are going to be launched in this area. Nuclear bombs. Wait, is this on the right layer? I just realized the Polish thing was on the wrong layer. But, looks something like this. But now it's time to go all the way down to southern Africa, because nuclear bombs are going to be launched. And South Africa is going to strike first, striking using all 14 bombs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, where's the capital in this area? 12. 13, 14. But in retaliation, all this area will be nuked as well. All 18 bombs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, if I can get the layer off, 15, 16, 17, 18. And now, let's see the updated numbers. That's in China, and, oh wait, I forgot to erase these. Yeah, still, no nuclear bombs. And if I can get the Alliance layer back on, let's start the fighting. And with this, the red country is going to be striking, wrong thing, going to be striking first, as they will be beating the green country, as a bunch of these countries will be targeting the green country down here. As all these countries will be fighting each other, this country here will just surrender, but this country will be going into the blue country in order to take its land. And the green country is not going to be doing too well, as it's one of the weaker countries. Without its nuclear bombs, it basically doesn't have a military. As, well, a bunch of these countries here will be not doing so well. This is just the initial, war stuff. Yeah, maybe not the right thing to use, but the Tanzanians will be going down into here and doing this. Now let's go to the Americas. I wonder what's going to happen here. Okay, that makes sense. A lot of sense. But we can't have anything peaceful going on without nuclear bombs being struck. So, well, Mexican bomb things, one used. That's gone. At least we don't have to get rid of another. Oh, the final 3 of, the Chinese that are in their allies' territories are gone now. The Chinese have 100. And, for the communists and, these guys, the Americans will be launching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the communists will be launching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 nuclear bombs into their territories. Yeah. And guess what's going to happen to the Venezuelan country? Venezuela is going to be invaded by the Americans, as the Americans will make a landing in Venezuela, and the Americans will also make a landing in Trinidad and take both of them. Wait, is this the right color? Yeah, that's the right color. And then a landing is going to happen on this area. Well, eventually, after some fighting, the capital of Venezuela is going to be taken, and then the peace treaty, not peace treaty yet, but eventually after this, Venezuela is going to fall pretty quickly, like this. But I'm not sure how you two are going to fight. I guess you won't. But I guess the Americas are done. Time to go down here. Because, fighting continues, and the Chinese are losing. Because, of this, and the Chinese are trying to focus on all the other countries, and with that, it's not gonna go so well, as Madagascar gets invaded, and, yeah. And eventually, with South African help, Tanzania is going to fall and surrender. Yeah, and the division looks like this. So now Southern Africa and the Americas are controlled by the Triangle Alliance. Yeah. Now all fighting must be within, Eurasia. Oh, wait a second. How about this? Well, with many communist nations invading into here, there's a lot in West Africa. They would be, doing some stuff. They would be invading and would be doing very well in this area. And then the Mediterranean Union is going to, well, do this. As, they will invade this country and will be, well, doing this. And then the Mediterranean Union is going to fight the communists directly. Yeah, that's something. Time to go back to Europe, because the Russians are pushing back even more. They will be pushing back in this frontier and over. Nope, they not that much, but they will be pushing. Nope, still not that much. Where is the? Oh, it's right here. Like just a few pixels could ruin it. There. And with this, some nuclear bombs are going to be launched across Europe again. Russia is going to launch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 nuclear bombs. And, the red team is going to respond with their own nuclear bombs into Russia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's look at the updated numbers. There. Those are the updated numbers. And with this, the Polish are, yet again, going to be doing another push into Russia, as they will be swarming the Ukrainian areas and taking a bunch out. And then they will do a spearhead towards the Russian capital from the south, and also in the Latvian areas they would take that, and also Estonia, and we'll be doing a spearhead towards the capital from the north, and also the west. 3 spearheads towards 1 capital. Yeah. But the Russians will be pushing out in both of these regions, and the Russians will be starting their invasion of Denmark, as they will be taking these islands here. Yeah, that's something. And now, these spearheads, how well does it go for Poland? It's going very well, as they connect some of these spearheads and continue them and take over this encircled area. And then they will continue to go and take over all of this. And then they will steal some nuclear bombs, or destroy some. Actually no, well, yes. And, this is really bad for the Russians, as the Polish are about to make an encirclement of the Russian capital area, and they do. And as the Russians are losing greatly, well, as they say, well, the biggest, when you're losing a war, a nuclear war, to be in fact, just destroy your enemy with some bombs. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 nuclear bombs. And, try to guess the number they are brought down to. Yes, 80. The lowest any country has been ever since the first, all countries got into the triple digits. And when this happens, a ginormous pushback from the Russians will take place, as the Russians are still the strongest country in the world, and the Polish are being destroyed. Wrong color. That happens because I have that 4 line says, and when they will be doing this, the Polish are finally going to be losing their Black Sea area. And when this happens, they will be continuing the push in the Polish capital, after many years of fighting and encirclements, is taken. And when this happens, Poland surrenders to the Russian Empire. And that is going to do it for today's video. I hope, nope, actually, no. The Russians are going to be continuing their invasion of Albania, and it's actually going to go successful this time, as they will, in fact, be taking all of this area that I just colored in, and will be getting really close to taking the capital of Russia. Then they will start directly fighting both of these countries here. And when that happens, the capital of the line country's taken. That's bad. in the Germanic country, they're also being fought. And now the Russians are directly fighting the red team in their core territory. The Russians rule Eastern Europe. But there's one big issue to the south of them. It's called fascism. Fascism hasn't gotten involved in this war yet. But now they will. As these 9 nuclear bombs are going to be launched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All of these nuclear bombs here are destroyed. As many more nuclear bombs are destroyed, and the Purple Team will be invading into Russia. Russia is fighting a war on all sides, as all of the fascist nations in the fascist bloc will be fighting Russia, as they all will be fighting, well, against this major power, this superpower of the world, you would say. The strongest country in the world fighting against every single enemy. Yeah. Time to go here, because the fascists are going to do pretty similar things to other things. Yeah. They will be bombarding countries by destroying them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 nuclear bombs launched onto this country. Actually, 26. Yeah. Let's look at the new numbers. As, I forgot to update this. As the nuclear bomb counts are updated, all of the nuclear supply in this country is gone. It was diminished before they could even launch any, unless it was in there. And when this happens, the fascists will be destroying this country, as this is probably the second strongest country within the communist bloc. To lose it would not be very good, as all of the fascist nations around this area will be invading this country. And then eventually, it will be forced to surrender, but it will decide to join up with its ally. And now, the only communist nations left in the alliance, the Thailand country, the Arabian countries, and the Americas, and West Africa. But West Africa's basically on their own already. Yeah. But the communists will be doing a lot here, as they will be doing a lot. Why did I just repeat myself? I don't know. But they will be invading this country. But then, more happens. More nuclear bombs will be launched. China is going to make its strike. Launch its nuclear bombs into the fascist countries. Many of them. Many nuclear strikes across the entirety of all of these countries, as they get completely destroyed, put into ruins. Many countries are gone now, as all these areas are just nuclear striked. Eventually, the fascists, will also be doing the same to China, as they will strike major cities and everything throughout every single one of all of these areas. And eventually, let's see the new numbers of nuclear bombs. Gone. Every single nuclear bomb within all of East Asia and all of Asia, except the communists, is gone. Oh wait, how about this? Also, all the communist nuclear bombs were destroyed. Not a single nuclear bomb in Asia. Not even one. Other than the Arabian Peninsula. Yeah, that's something. Before we go back there, let's do Egypt. Because guess what is about to happen. Every single one of these nuclear bombs and more nuclear strikes are going to happen. But not just the Persian region, but also all of Arabia. All of these areas are gone, and Egypt. The colors are very similar. I just realized. Why don't I change the color for Egypt? As more and more nuclear bombs will be launched throughout the entirety of all of these countries. And let's look at the new nuclear bomb numbers. Gone. All of the nuclear bombs, yours were given to Egypt. And there's only 80 nuclear bombs left in the world. Let's start the fighting in Arabia. At first, Egypt is going to be doing well, very well in this area, as they are one of the stronger countries in the world. Until, well, this happens and the pushback happens. Then Persia is going to go ahead and take the Iranian capital area and start their invasion of the fascists. Time to go to Europe. As Russia and the Red Team are going to launch the final nuclear bombs in the world. Every single one is being destroyed. All of the nuclear bombs will be launched across these areas. The capitals of these regions are nuked. And yeah, all of the nuclear bombs will be striking across all of Europe. Bunch of Europe. The Scandinavian region. All of these areas here. And when that happens, every single nuclear bomb in the world is gone. Not a single nuclear bomb left. Not even one. Yeah. The Albanians are going to do a pushback, by the way, as they will, be pushing back. And for I don't know how many at the time in this war, Istanbul is taken back from Albania. And Russia, despite all these nuclear bombs here, is still somehow fighting. And that, nope, actually, should it be? No. Let's do some stuff here. As the Chinese will be beating back the fascists. As many troops will be entering in and beating them. As the fascists finally came to their end. Fascism and communism are out of nukes. And so is the world. And even though many countries are not doing so well, some are, like the Chinese. The Chinese are fighting against all of these nations. And the fascists are only within Asia. Just Asia. Yeah, that's not so good. Or maybe it is so good. Not sure. Time to go back up to here. Here's the Mediterranean Union. We'll be going here and making a ceasefire. Yeah. And then the Persians will continue their march up and take the capital of this red country and might possibly make the Iran Empire. And with Russia, the fascists are not going to be doing so well, as the Russians will be continuing to push through, and they will be destroying the purple country, and then soon after the pink country. Yeah, and that is actually going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. See you in the next episode, and bye!